Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. Today we get another game from Aleg, this time on ladder. He's playing Aeon in the blue and he's against Montana in the red, UEF. The map is Vulcan's Reach, 10x10 map, 4 main bases, many spread out mixes, quite a lot of reclaim spread out across the place. And Aleg looks a bit underrated on ladder to me. He's playing a lot recently. I believe he has 2k global rating now. He's opening land. We have this hydro, which is slight walking distance, so Aleg's gonna do what looks like similar to Loki build with these 3 P-gens. One of the Loki, or not Loki, one of the open pounds builds where you build 3 P-gens and the mexes and then go to the hydro and build your next factories around there. Montana, slightly different. He's gonna walk straight to the hydro with the NGs and build with the ACU. So you want to grab these mexes and do some manual reclaim here, get this mex, continue expanding. There's a lot of reclaim if you want to manually do it. You probably should do some at least, but there's sort of too much to manually reclaim anyway. Probably not going to manually reclaim all of this and this stuff over here. You just gotta make sure you have an NG around to catch it at some stage. So let's see, hydro, faster for Montana. So we can see their expansion is the same at the minute. Montana's faster on the hydro. He's building his 8 P-gens total, or the equivalent of, because hydro gives 5 and he has 3 T1 P-gens. 4 additional P-gens for Aleg. And he just has inties and scouts in his queue at the minute, and he's going for another air factory directly after. Building some additional P-gens to pay for that. So that's very air heavy. You normally wouldn't see a build like this. Montana is actually assisting his air factory. He's looking to be aggressive with his air. Sent a scout straight across the map. Doesn't see the second air factory. Sees the first one. Now, Zinti's are aiming for the enemy Inti. He's not building any additional factories right now, which is not good for him. He also hasn't expanded to get these mexes yet. Sending some tanks across, but you can see the storage that he has is not good. He should be building with his ACU right now, or as he's doing with these engineers. Aleg now has a massive score lead, and investing in air will boost your score. Just naturally using power heavy stuff generally means you have a higher score. So you invest the mass in the P-gens, and then the P-gens produce power, which you then invest in the air units. And score is basically determined by how many resources you are spending. So however that all shakes out, generally the air player gets the highest score. So we have three air factories. One of them is actually paused. You can't afford it. Should instead make NGs out of it, and so you can get a few more tanks out of these land factories. Expansion, you can see very limited right now at the 4-minute mark, and actually this tank could do some nice damage. Here's the air fight that Aleg is just barely winning. He will eventually win air anyway, but Yeah, it's quite conclusively won now. The transport spotted by this air scout flying overhead. And yeah, it's quite annoying on this map. You have to fly over these mountains when you're going across, and it actually slows the transport down as it raises and falls from the sky. And he's actually going to get caught now unless he drops fast. He throws down the order. And it looks like he's only going to drop one, maybe. Two. Two more die. So not the worst, but not great for him either. Aleg's still on T1 air. And still has no tanks. Does he have any? He has a few now. So he cuts out this raid. I think it did actually get a kill though. We don't see any bomber and we don't see any transport. So right now I think Aleg is overbuilding inties. I don't see any bombers queued up at all. So how is Aleg going to use his air? Because inties can only shoot air units and Montana has his air factory paused. So there's a lot of options for Aleg. He can drop many places uncontested. He needs to make something to deal with the land force that's slowly coming across the map and now starting to do damage. So if he wants to avoid the raids, he's going to need some PDs, he's going to need some bombers. I need T2 air would probably be the thing. If you're going to go super heavy air, I think that you got to have bombers queued, and you probably should just go fast to T2 air, where you get the much superior gunships in comparison to what T1 bombers can do versus land units. You can see Aleg, massive score difference. He also has a lot more total mass as well. And it's not all from reclaim, it's also just from faster expansion at the start, just a better builder, and also this T2 mech. So we can see an absolute horde of interceptors. Like 20 interceptors at 7 minutes for Aleg is crazy. He could basically not make interceptors for a long time and Montana would not catch up. Takes 25 seconds for a factory to build an interceptor. And he's about double that, so say it takes 12.5 seconds. And he's 20 inties in deficit, so there's a long time that Aleg can stop building inties for and make eco, make T2 air, make bombers, make anything else. Bombers not going to be too efficient now that the archers are out. There's spread quite well across this army. If we see, there's quite a lot of them, 13. And they're defending in many places, so T1 bombers gonna have limited effectiveness now. They're much better early on to catch NG's raiding. Maybe could have killed the NGs that dropped here. And now he's forced to defend with Aurora. As Montana actually gets a drop away, he has no air control whatsoever and still manages to drop the left corner. On the right, Aleg's drop has been killed by land forces. And there's no T2 air. I think that's really... Aleg's gone heavy air and he hasn't got T2 air. We got T2 land for Montana. Finished. And where are the ACUs? So we have ACUs. It's kind of difficult to know where to put your ACU. If you move to a corner, to try and secure with your ACU, you can be in danger of just getting trapped there. A lot of the time comms end up in mid and it's very difficult to actually do anything with the commander because it's a massive open area, so unless you're forcing the issue and attacking somewhere, your opponent can quite easily go around your ACU. So the ACU is sort of in a weird spot in this map. Finally we have T2 air and gunships coming up for Aleg. It might be too late though because we have now flags are gonna be built. We have support support factory going up. We have tanks getting all the way into the base and they're going to be a bit of a mass donation, but there's plenty of raiding happening. Aleg cannot get map control at all right now. Montana can secure the sides with T1 AA turrets. If you get like 3 of those up, it's quite difficult to break them without a significant number of gunships. And it looks good for Montana if he just maintains his anti-air production, and also at some stage he's gonna have to try and make some inties, I think. With a lot of build power, he's gonna have to assist factories heavily, but right now he has so much map control, he has all the mass in the world. Look at this map control. 27 T1 mexes. He also has a T2 mex. Aleg, meanwhile, just trapped in his base. 9 mexes. And 1 T2 mex. The window of opportunity has been missed. All of these inties have not paid dividends. And I think the game is actually already over. But I think it was an interesting game for well, maybe not super interesting, but somebody's trying to do something different to the normal, and it sort of shows you, well, you can see the potential in what Aleg did. He could have done a lot of damage. I think the key is really to go T2R much faster. It's in very fast, and so you can get that T2 power up, so you can get the gunships out. T2 transport obviously capable of doing a lot of damage, and there's a lot of potential on this map for a airplay. It is quite spread out, and we have a gunship snipe being attempted. Montana already has a parashield out, which is just the perfect unit against snipes. Oh no. As long as you use it to protect your flags. But Montana taking some damage. The parashield finally goes down, but there's more flags incoming. There aren't more coming out of the factories somehow, but oh, here's one. And yeah, it's not working. 2 flags deal with the gunships, and that's it. Nice try from Aleg. I mean, just too many inties really. Some early bombers would be good, and much faster T2 air, and I think he would have a great chance of winning this game. And room for Montana to work on his build order. But he did well getting the archers across the place and getting drops away. You can see these proxy T2 factories are very nice for securing distant expansions. But yeah, air, you can see the value that air can bring because of all, see the mexes are very, very spread out, difficult to defend, and I'm sure next time Aleg tries to do that, he will execute it much better. Either way, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Tune in soon for another cast.